husband says that I have a big back and he's not attracted to big bags. So he has me back on keto. So tonight I'm cooking myself a salmon bowl. I substituted the rice with cauliflower rice, and on the top I drizzled some chipotle mayo. This was so delicious.
All right, y'all, man, I'm a little nervous, man. Trump won the election, and a bunch of people have been saying, like, we about to go back to picking cotton. Those of y'all that were doing it in 2016, can y'all please let me know, like, where I need to go to find out what plantation I'll be assigned to? Is it like slavery.gov, the MAGA portal? I mean, where is this information at? I'm trying to get it figured out so I can be ready. So let me know.
He's recording me now.
What are you doing?
Just stop recording me. He's trying to record me.
What are you doing? Stop hitting.
Stop not hitting you. Get the phone out of my face.
Hey, what are you doing?
This person is continuing to assault me. Help me. I don't know the address because he just brought me here on a date after he beat me.
You came over here on your own will.
I did not.
What are you doing?
Stop it.
Hey, stop.
This is what a narcissist does. Help me, please. I've only lived here for 2 weeks. I don't know this person.
What are you doing?
Stop it. Why are you recording me?
Because you're crazy.
I'm like naked in your apartment after I just woke up and I don't know what happened.
No, I asked you to leave politely and you didn't.
I don't know. He's like putting the phone on me and he has like unlocking the door. Unlocking the door. I have a thing scaring me. Unlocking the door.
Dean, are tariffs inflationary?
Yeah.
Why?
Why? Who pays for tariffs? Not the company that you are tariffing. So let's use the favorite example. China exports stuff to us and then we tariff them, right? We as an importer of Chinese goods pay for the tariffs, not China. I think that's what the most important fact that people need to understand is that the company exporting the product does not pay for the tariff. How it works is this. They put stuff on a boat. It arrives here. When the company that imports it and distributes and sells it, let's say Costco or whatever, the distributor, goes to the port and takes it, they pay for the tariff there.
At the port.
At the port, yeah. It's all clear, when you clear customs.
Okay.
It's collected there. And basically what happens is when the product reaches the shelves, it's more expensive now. So what would...
So there's more cost to get
it's like I did that example before, right? Okay, you buy a t-shirt for $10 without tariffs, right? And you sell it here for 12, right? Mm-hmm. When you tariff China $2 on that, then it's going to cost you $12 to get here. You're not going to sell it at zero profit. You're going to have to bump the price up.
I know, but everyone says in the comments that believe this whole tariff thing, then we should be buying American-made t-shirts.
Yeah, okay.
We grow cotton here anyway.
That's a fallacious argument, though. Okay, what is your cost of living here? What is your cost of labor here compared to China? How are you going to pay people to make that t-shirt at the same price that they make it in China? It's impossible. And what's the result of that, right? You pass the price increase on the cost of labor, the cost of everything that's more expensive here, regulatory costs, taxes, all that kind of stuff. It costs more to make things here, which is why we only make certain kinds of things here. We don't make t-shirts here anymore. What do we make? An airplane. What do we make? We make
American-made cars. We do make them. Well, actually, no. I think we make them in Mexico because it's cheaper.
Yeah, that's the whole point. So the whole thing that people have to understand about manufacturing, like, oh, you tariff, they're gonna no. The world economic, the what do you call it? The best manner in which for all countries in the world is to trade with each other. It's this concept of competitive advantage. You have low cost of labor in this country, or you have a lot of natural resources or other kinds of resources. Mm-hmm. You make that product at the lowest cost. And then you trade with other people, And we're very, very good at making high, technology stuff.
And we're a knowledge economy.
That's right. And we're very, very, advanced. We make weapons, we make airplanes. That's what our competitive advantage is. How we make it exactly, right? Then you export that to other countries and you import the things that they're good at. It's called trade. It's how economies started, barter. back in the Middle Ages, whatever, like, hey, I'm really good at fishing. I can catch a fish. That guy's really good at hunting, shooting a bow and arrow at a bird. That guy wants to eat fish and you want to eat chicken, whatever, right? You trade because I'm really good at this and that guy's really good at that. That's how trade works. It's competitive advantages. It's the most efficient, right? Everyone wins when you do that. Different countries and different, suppliers of things. It's not efficiency anymore. And what happens when you do that? Everything in everybody's own countries then becomes more expensive when you don't trade openly. Free trade. Okay, like Ed Yardeni says, free trade is ideal. It's not necessarily, fair trade would be a cherry on top because sometimes things aren't fair. China's not fair, no question. But free trade should always be the winner.
Got it. So it is inflationary.
Yes.
Michael Porter Jr. recently said, "Oh, I don't like this. That if the Nuggets don't win this,
That was a good one.
don't try to get me on that. They might have to break up the team." Lou, are you buying that this is the last dance for the Denver Nuggets?
Yeah, I'm buying.
Nuggets.
I'm buying it. Beta, you're going to be in trouble today.
That's not.
Oh, God. We're cooked. I need somebody to explain to me who taught this woman, who raised this woman, who thought that it was a great idea to have a cat on the counter when you're preparing a meal and then allowing the cat to eat or try to do whatever, try to run off with the whole piece of fish. And then on top of that, you leave that same piece of fish there, knowing that the cat put his paw directly on it, face, nose, all of that, and you proceed to season and cook that same fish. That fish is directly for that cat now. It's completely over. I'm not sure what is specifically going on here. This is diabolical. And this is coming from a cat owner. Never in my life would I ever allow or have my cat on the counter. Never in my life would I have my cat on the counter and I'm preparing food and my cat is just sitting up there chilling. I got dibs. This ain't short. Nah. We are not doing that. We are not doing it. And then last but not least, you said that your husband told you that he doesn't like big backs. So your response was that, okay, I'm going to go on a diet. Wow. That's all I got to say. It's just, I'm not even, like I said, her marriage, whatever she wants to do at the end of the day, that is her choice. That is her selective. What's the main thing that women like to say? Her body, her choice. That's exactly what she's doing. Her body, her choice. That is, wow, that's diabolical. Your husband told you? Woo! Let's continue. So I want to be very clear when I say this. And again, I have no dog in this race at all. I did exactly what I said that I was going to do. And I've been stating this directly for years. But I'm a little bit confused on why is it that I hear so many black people from the Democratic side of things stating all of these ridiculous things like, oh yeah, you guys are going to be going back to slavery. You're going to be picking cotton. You're going to be right on the plantation, right again. And I'm like, did people forget that Trump was in office before? So why didn't that take place then? As this guy said in the video, why didn't this take place then? Everybody was pretty much fine. Everybody was doing their normal every day. And on top of that, and thinking back to the last election when Trump was running, people weren't acting as crazy. I'm talking about black people were not acting as crazy as they're acting at this moment in time. I'm a little bit bewildered and confused on what changed from there and now. I'm a little bit confused. Maybe I can see some things. But again, I'm still a little bit confused because nothing changed. Nothing is any different. The same way that he spoke back then is the exact same way that he's speaking now. Just like how you weren't in chains, picking cotton, getting whipped on a field back when he was in office before, it's the exact same thing now. So I'm a little bit confused on where people are getting this information from. I'm a little bit confused on where a lot of these black people are getting this fear-mongering tactic from because it's a little bit tired. It's all over the place. I'm not even sure where specifically to start. The only thing that I will say is that I hope for the safety of that man. I hope that police, if they do happen to respond, I hope that nothing happens. Because the way that this woman is frantically lying and trying to cause some type of hysteria or fear is ridiculous. And she also stated while being on the phone with 911 that she's being recorded. While being recorded, she is still lying. So not only is she lying to 911, she's also lying directly on film. And she's like, "Why are you recording me?" He was like, "'Cause you're crazy." And she is. She literally stated that he just magically brought her there, that she's supernaturally naked at his place where we can clearly see that she has some type of form of clothes on. And then she was like, I was just here like after a date. I don't know where I am, and I've been here for 2 weeks. Man, what are you talking about? Like, what, are we doing time travel at this moment? This is why I've stated before that men have to be very careful, because women can just lie. They can blatantly lie, and the world will believe them. Because I promise you, you have women out here that be like, "I'm not going to say that it's too far fetched because XY story that happened 30 years ago, 20 years ago, that happened 10 months ago, or it was a similar story that happened in an account and she was heavily." Somebody's going to always bring up something in order to justify the foolishness that we were able to see. Like I said before, and people always say believe all women. And people wonder why it is that people don't believe all women. People wonder why it is that people don't believe the actual victims when things seriously happen and take place to them. It's because of women like this. And it's because society, better yet, let me be more specific. It's because real women don't call out women like this with a loud enough voice to shut all of this madness down. Because a lot of women just turn a blind eye or / don't really care about it, this is why these things exist. This is why if things happen to you, nobody actually believes you. This is why. And then I also specifically try to tell women out here, because they're usually raising sons, that, hey, your sons are going to run into women like this. It's because you guys have never put those women in check. Your son is going to get locked up because of a woman like this. Your son is going to lose his life because of a woman like this. Your son is going to end up in a hospital because of a woman like this. And these are just facts, because again, I've covered stories like this. Okay, so from the examples and the different videos that I've seen people where they've explained things about tariffs, this is, I guess you could say this is my summary, right? It looks to be that the tariffs are going to be used in order to cause an effect which will limit or start a avalanche effect of more jobs or more things in a sense being produced here. Therefore, meaning more jobs will in a sense come because there is a need and or a necessity, right? Because if people don't want to get taxed on certain things, then that means that people are going to start to make them their own by starting a business, by way of going to companies in a sense here, and so on and so on and so on. So in that sense, I sort of see it. I sort of get it. Again, I feel as though that this is a topic that's new to a lot of people. Of course, this is something that's been around since the beginning, but more so as a focus, I feel as though that this is something brand new to a lot of people directly out here. If this is the way that they're going to try to get more jobs to get started, or quote unquote to bring them back, then I guess we will see what is going to take place. Because again, at this moment in time, we don't have a lot of things here that are made in America that literally have that tag where it's like, hey, made in America. I remember growing up, there used to be quite a few things here that you could look at. It was like, hey, this was made in America, and so on and so on. And you used to have parents like my mom. She used to work at the Nerf factory where they make the Nerf guns and all the other types of sports equipment, be it a soccer ball, a football, and all of these other things. And my mom used to bring some of those things back because they were allowed to do that. Or maybe if the thing was defective, right, they would bring that as well. Like I said before, if this helps start the economy in that direction where we will little by little start to have more of those factory jobs back here. That's great for people. Let me tell you, I'm just going to say, or I'm just going to go out on a limb, and I feel that this is the black effect, right? I'm not sure if this is by way of her being associated, dating, talking to, hanging around. I'm not sure how this came about, but the way that she said it was very fluent. It was as if she has been with this before, that this is something that she normally does. As I've stated before, you can only blame the people that she hangs around with. Now, of course, people do have common sense, but common sense is not so common. But again, you have a lot of people that will influence, and they will also tell people that, hey, it's okay to sit up there and say, hey, you're friends with me, all this other type. Like I said, I've seen people in different areas, from down south to up north, who will have friends of a variety of different ethnicities, and they will allow them to get away and say things that normally they wouldn't allow other people to happen to say. And like I said, I can only blame those folks. At the end of the day, I can only realistically put the blame on those folks. And nothing's going to happen to her. She's not going to lose her job, or at least I think she's not going to lose her job or anything like that. The black dude was sitting up there laughing. He wasn't really offended. The white dude that was there, he was like, man, this is crazy. He didn't know how to sit up there and go. He covered his face. He was like, this might be curtains. He probably felt like that was a career ender or whatnot. But yeah, we'll see. I don't feel like anything is going to happen. I saw this flash up on Twitter. Like I said, I don't think anything's really going to take place. Nothing's really going to happen to her at all. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about the video and everything that I stated in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.